Arm, noun, part of body. 1. Either of the two long parts that stick out from the top of the body and connect the shoulders to the hands. He escaped with only a broken arm. She threw her arms around his neck. The officer grabbed him by the arm, grabbed his arm. She touched him gently on the arm. He held the dirty rag at arm's length, as far away from his body as possible. They walked along arm in arm, with the arm of one person linked with the arm of the other. She cradled the child in her arms. They fell asleep in each other's arms, holding each other. He was carrying a number of files under his arm, between his arm and his body. He walked in with a tall blonde on his arm, next to him and holding his arm. Serrated entries, body parts, of clothing. 2. The part of a piece of clothing that covers the arm. Synonym, sleeve. The arms will need shortening. Of chair. 3. The part of a chair, etc., on which you rest your arms. She perched on the arm of his chair. Of machinery. 4. A long narrow part of an object or a piece of machinery, especially one that moves. A robotic arm. Serrated entries, how machines work. Of water, land. 5. A long narrow piece of water or land that is joined to a larger area. A small bridge spans the arm of the river. Of organization. 6. Usually singular. Arm of something. A section of a large organization that deals with one particular activity. Synonym, wing. The research arm of the company. Extra examples. He held out his arms with a broad smile. He held the dirty rag at arm's length. He placed a comforting arm around her shoulder. He pulled her into his arms and kissed her. He put an arm around her shoulders. He ran towards her and flung his arms around her. He stood there with crossed arms, looking angry. He used his good arm to support his weight. He walked in with a tall blonde on his arm. He was running forward, waving his arms. Her arms tightened convulsively around the child. Her arms were resting on the table. His arm hung awkwardly against his side. His arm scratched his stomach. His arms slid around her. I have a sore arm, so I'm afraid I can't help you. Chris clasped into her mother's waiting arms. Lucy felt the warm sun on her bare arms. She carried the dog under one arm. She tucked his flailing arms. She folded her arms and stared at him. She lay curled up in the crook of his arm. She moved closer to her father and took his arm. She stood looking at him with arms akimbo. The child lay in its mother's arms. The couple linked arms and set off along the beach. The figure in the boat raised an arm. The officer grabbed him by the arm. They fell asleep in each other's arms. They walked along arm in arm. They are sure to welcome you with open arms. The muscles of the upper arm. The bank plans to sell part of its U.S. finance arm. The report was published by the research arm of the Department of Transport.